Welcome back to Retired Pennies World. In today's video, we are taking a close look at the United States 5-cent coin from the year 2001 with the D mint mark, a coin that many people overlook because it seems common, yet it can still hold value depending on condition and errors. This coin was produced at the Denver Mint, which is identified by the small letter D located on the obverse of the coin, just to the right of Thomas Jefferson's portrait. Because millions of these nickels were released into circulation, they are still frequently found in pocket change today, making them an interesting coin for beginner and experienced collectors alike. The 2001 D 5-cent coin, also known as the Jefferson nickel, features Thomas Jefferson on the front side, along with the words, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 2001. The design is clean and simple, reflecting the classic style used on Jefferson nickels before the major redesign in 2004. On the reverse side, the coin displays Monticello, Thomas Jefferson's historic home, with the inscriptions United States of America, E pluribus unum, and 5 cents. This traditional design makes the 2001 D nickel part of the final years of the classic Monticello reverse, which adds modest collector interest. In terms of metal composition, the 2001 D nickel is made from 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it durability and a solid feel. Because it contains no silver, its value does not depend on precious metal prices. Instead, value is based entirely on condition, strike quality, and rarity of errors. Most circulated examples show signs of wear, such as dull surfaces, flattened details, or scratches, and these coins are generally worth only face value, which is 5 cents. However, when the coin is found in uncirculated or mint state condition, the value increases noticeably. A bright, shiny 2001 D nickel with strong luster and no visible wear can be worth 50 cents to several dollars, especially if it has sharp details on Jefferson's hair and clear steps visible on Monticello. Coins graded in higher mint state levels by professional grading services can sell for much higher prices, particularly if they are nearly perfect. What truly excites collectors are error coins, and the 2001 D nickel is no exception. Some examples were struck with errors such as off-center strikes, double die details, clipped planchets, or weak strikes, and these error nickels can sell for tens, hundreds, or even thousands of dollars, depending on how dramatic the error is and how well the coin has been preserved. Because error coins are rare, they are highly sought after in the coin collecting market. If you have a 2001 D 5-cent coin, it is worth taking a closer look. Examine it under good lighting, check for unusual markings, doubling in the letters or date, or any shape irregularities. Always remember to never clean your coins, as cleaning can permanently reduce their value. Instead, store any uncirculated or unusual examples in a proper coin holder to protect them from damage.
Next up, we are taking a detailed look at the 1984 United States 5-cent coin with the P mint mark, commonly known as the Jefferson nickel. This coin may look very ordinary at first glance, but in the world of coin collecting, condition, rarity, and errors can turn a simple 5-cent piece into something far more valuable. The P mint mark shows that this nickel was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and in 1984, the mint mark P appeared clearly on the obverse of the coin, making it easy to identify. On the front side of the 1984 P nickel, we see a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, along with the words, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1984. The mint mark P is located just to the right of Jefferson's portrait. The design is part of the long-running Jefferson nickel series that had been in use since 1938, and the 1984 issue represents the classic pre-redesign style that collectors still appreciate today. The reverse side of the coin features Monticello, Thomas Jefferson's historic home. Above the building is the inscription E pluribus unum, while United States of America and 5 cents appear around the edges. On well-struck and well-preserved examples, the steps of Monticello can appear sharp and detailed, which is an important feature for collectors. Coins with strong, clear steps are often more desirable and can carry higher value. The 1984 P nickel is made from a durable alloy of 75% copper and 25% nickel, which gives it strength for circulation, but no precious metal value. Because of this, most circulated examples are still worth only face value, which is 5 cents. Millions of these coins were produced and widely circulated, so worn examples are very common today. However, value increases when the coin is found in uncirculated or mint state condition. A bright 1984 P nickel with strong luster, minimal marks, and sharp details can be worth 50 cents to several dollars. Coins that have been professionally graded in higher mint state levels can sell for much higher prices, especially if they show excellent strike quality and eye appeal. Collectors are especially interested in error coins, and some 1984 P nickels were struck with noticeable mint errors. These can include off-center strikes, double die details, clipped planchets, weak strikes, or misaligned designs. Error nickels like these are far scarcer than normal coins and can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the error and the condition of the coin. If you have a 1984 P 5-cent coin, it's worth taking a close look. Examine it under good lighting, check for doubling on the letters or date, inspect the rim for clipping, and look closely at Monticello's steps. Always remember never to clean your coins, because cleaning can reduce their value dramatically. Store any high-quality or unusual examples in proper coin holders to keep them safe.
Next up, we are talking about the 2001 United States 5-cent coin with the P mint mark, also known as the Jefferson nickel. This coin is still very common in circulation today, yet many collectors continue to search for high-quality examples and rare errors that can make this nickel worth far more than 5 cents. The P mint mark indicates that the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and it appears clearly on the obverse of the coin. On the front side of the 2001 P nickel, we see the familiar left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, along with the words, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 2001. The P mint mark is located just to the right of Jefferson's portrait. This design is part of the long-running Jefferson nickel series that had been in use since 1938, and the 2001 issue represents one of the final years of the classic design before the major redesign in 2004. The reverse side of the coin features Monticello, Thomas Jefferson's historic home. Above Monticello is the inscription "A Pluribus Unum," while "United States of America" and 5 cents appear around the building. Collectors often examine the steps of Monticello closely because well-defined steps indicate a strong strike. Nickels with sharper details and better eye appeal are always more desirable in the coin market. The 2001 P nickel is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it durability for everyday use, but no silver content. Because of the large number of coins produced, most circulated examples are worth only face value, which is 5 cents. Worn coins with scratches, dull surfaces, or weak details are extremely common and usually hold no premium. Value begins to increase when the coin is found in uncirculated or mint state condition. A clean, shiny 2001 P nickel with strong luster and no visible wear can be worth 50 cents to a few dollars. Coins that have been professionally graded in high mint state levels can sell for significantly higher prices, especially if they show excellent strike quality and smooth surfaces. Collectors are also very interested in error coins, and some 2001 P nickels were struck with minting errors. These can include double die lettering, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, weak strikes, or misaligned designs. Error coins are much rarer than normal nickels and can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the type and condition of the error. If you have a 2001 P 5-cent coin, it's worth taking a closer look. Examine it carefully under good lighting, check the date and lettering for doubling, and inspect the edges for any unusual shapes. Always remember to never clean your coins, because cleaning can permanently reduce their value. If you find a high-grade or unusual example, store it safely in a coin holder. Last one, we are focusing on the 1979 United States 5-cent coin with the P mint mark, commonly known as the Jefferson nickel. This coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which is identified by the small letter P located on the obverse of the coin. While the 1979 P nickel is still found in circulation today, collectors continue to search for high-grade examples and rare errors that can increase its value well beyond 5 cents. The obverse of the 1979 P nickel features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, along with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date, 1979. The P mint mark appears just to the right of Jefferson's portrait. This design belongs to the classic Jefferson nickel series that began in 1938, and the 1979 issue represents one of the later years of this long-running and familiar design. On the reverse side, the coin displays Monticello, Thomas Jefferson's historic home in Virginia. Above the building is the phrase "A pluribus unum," while "United States of America" and 5 cents are clearly inscribed around the design. Collectors often pay close attention to the steps of Monticello because sharper and more defined steps indicate a stronger strike and can add desirability to the coin. The 1979 P nickel is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, making it a durable coin designed for everyday use. Because it contains no precious metals, its value depends entirely on condition, strike quality, and the presence of mint errors. Most circulated examples show wear, scratches, or dull surfaces and are generally worth only face value, which is 5 cents. However, when a 1979 P nickel is found in uncirculated or mint state condition, the value can increase noticeably. Coins with strong luster, clean surfaces, and sharp details may be worth 50 cents to several dollars. High-grade coins that have been professionally graded can sell for much higher prices, especially if they show excellent eye appeal and strong detail on Monticello. Collectors are especially interested in error coins, and some 1979 P nickels were struck with notable minting errors. These can include double die lettering, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, weak strikes, or misaligned designs. Error coins are far less common than normal issues, and depending on the type and condition of the error, they can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. If you have a 1979 P 5-cent coin, it is worth taking a close look at it. Examine the coin under good lighting, check the date and lettering for any signs of doubling, and inspect the edges and shape for irregularities. Always remember never to clean your coins, as cleaning can significantly reduce their value. If you believe you have a high-quality or error coin, store it safely in a proper coin holder. In conclusion, the errors that can make this coin worth much more than face value. The obverse of the 1998 D quarter features the familiar portrait of George Washington, along with the inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date 1998. This design was used on Washington quarters for many years before the launch of the State Quarters program in 1999, making the 1998 issue one of the last traditional Washington quarters. This fact alone adds historical interest for collectors who like coins from transitional periods in U.S. coinage. On the reverse side, the coin displays the classic eagle design with a powerful bald eagle standing proudly with outstretched wings. The inscriptions "United States of America," "A pluribus unum," and $quarter surround the eagle. This reverse design was retired shortly after 1998, which makes the coin even more appealing to collectors who prefer the original Washington quarter style. The 1998 D quarter is composed of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, giving it the familiar silver-colored appearance despite containing no actual silver. Because the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of these quarters, most circulated examples are still worth only 25 cents. Coins with heavy wear, scratches, or dull surfaces are very common and usually carry no premium. However, value increases when the coin is found in uncirculated or mint state condition. A bright, shiny 1998 D quarter with strong luster, sharp details, and clean surfaces can be worth $1 to several dollars. Coins graded in high mint state levels by professional grading services have sold for much higher prices, especially when they show exceptional eye appeal and a strong strike. Collectors are especially interested in error coins, and some 1998 D quarters were struck with valuable mint errors. These can include double die errors, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, weak strikes, or die cracks. Depending on the type and severity of the error, these quarters can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, making them exciting finds for collectors. If you have a 1998 D quarter, it is worth taking a close look. Examine the coin under good lighting, check the lettering and date for doubling, inspect the rim for any unusual shapes, and look for strong details on both sides. Always remember never to clean your coins, because cleaning can permanently reduce their value. If you find a high-quality or unusual example, store it safely in a coin holder. Next up, we are talking about a 1974 United States quarter dollar with no mint mark, a coin that many people overlook every day without realizing its potential value. When a quarter has no mint mark, it means the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and some examples of this coin have surprised collectors by selling for over $1,000 at auctions. This makes the 1974 no mint mark quarter a very important coin to check carefully. The obverse of the 1974 quarter features the familiar portrait of George Washington, along with the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." Just below the date 1974, you will notice there is no letter mint mark, which is the key detail collectors look for. During this time period, Philadelphia minted quarters did not carry a mint mark, and while millions were produced, only a small number survived in perfect or near-perfect condition. The reverse side of the coin shows the classic bald eagle design, standing proudly with outstretched wings. Around the eagle are the words United States of America, E pluribus unum, and quarter dollar. This traditional eagle reverse is highly loved by collectors and adds to the historical appeal of the 1974 quarter, especially because it represents the classic Washington quarter era before major modern changes. The 1974 no mint mark quarter is made of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, meaning it contains no silver. Because of this, the value of the coin does not come from precious metal, but from condition, rarity in high grades, and mint errors. Most circulated examples are still worth only face value, but this changes dramatically when the coin is found in exceptional condition. Here is where things get exciting. High-grade, uncirculated 1974 quarters with no mint mark, especially those graded MS-67 or higher, have sold for $1,000 to over $2,000 at professional coin auctions. These coins must have strong luster, sharp details, clean surfaces, and no major marks or scratches. Only a very small number of coins meet these standards, which is why collectors are willing to pay such high prices. Even more valuable are error coins from 1974. Some quarters were struck with double die errors, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or die cracks, and these errors can dramatically increase the coin's value. Depending on the type and condition of the error, some 1974 no mint mark quarters have sold for hundreds to thousands of dollars, making them extremely exciting finds. If you have a 1974 quarter, take a close look at it right now. First, confirm that there is no mint mark. Then, examine the coin under good lighting for doubling, unusual shapes, or strong original shine. Always remember never to clean your coins because cleaning can destroy collector value instantly. If you believe you have a high grade or error coin, store it safely and consider professional grading. Next up, we are taking a close look at the 1982 United States quarter dollar with the P mint mark, a coin that many people overlook, but that can be surprisingly valuable in the right condition. The P mint mark means this quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and it appears on the obverse of the coin, just to the right of George Washington's ponytail. Even though 1982 quarters are still commonly found, collectors know that certain examples can be worth far more than 25 cents. The obverse of the 1982 P quarter features the familiar portrait of George Washington, along with the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," and the date 1982. The design is part of the classic Washington quarter series that had been used for decades. Because the early 1980s were a difficult time for U.S. coin production, many coins from this era show weak strikes or poor quality, which makes well-struck, high-grade coins much harder to find. On the reverse side, the coin displays the traditional bald eagle design, with spread wings and strong detail. Around the eagle are the words United States of America, E pluribus unum, and quarter dollar. Collectors often look closely at the eagle's feathers and overall sharpness because stronger details usually mean a higher quality strike, which adds value. The 1982 P quarter is made of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, meaning it contains no silver. Because of this, value is based entirely on condition, strike quality, and mint errors, not metal content. Most circulated examples with wear, scratches, or dull surfaces are still worth only face value, but this changes quickly for uncirculated coins. Here's where things get exciting. High-grade, uncirculated 1982 P quarters, especially those graded MS66, MS67, or higher, can sell for hundreds of dollars, and in some rare auction cases, prices can reach $1,000 or more. These valuable coins must have strong original luster, clean surfaces, sharp details, and minimal marks. Because fewer high-quality coins were saved from circulation in 1982, top-grade examples are much scarcer today. Collectors are also very interested in error coins, and some 1982 P quarters were struck with valuable mint errors. These can include double die errors, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, or weak strikes. Depending on the type and condition of the error, these coins can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, making them exciting discoveries for collectors. If you have a 1982 quarter, take a close look at it. First, check for the P mint mark, then examine the coin under good lighting for doubling in the lettering or date, unusual shapes, or strong original shine. Always remember never to clean your coins, because cleaning can seriously reduce their value. If you think you have a high-grade or error coin, store it safely and consider professional grading. Next up, we are taking a close look at the 1965 United States quarter dollar, a very important coin in American history. Many people search for a 1965 quarter with a P mint mark, but here is something most collectors don't realize at first. 1965 quarters were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, but carry no mint mark at all. This makes the 1965 quarter a key transitional coin that marks a major change in U.S. coinage. The obverse of the 1965 quarter features the familiar portrait of George Washington, along with the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," and the date 1965. You will notice that there is no mint mark below the date, even though the coin was produced in Philadelphia. This was part of a special decision by the U.S. Mint, which removed mint marks from coins between 1965 and 1967 to discourage hoarding during a national coin shortage. On the reverse side, the coin displays the classic bald eagle design, standing with outstretched wings. Surrounding the eagle are the words United States of America, E pluribus unum, and quarter dollar. This traditional design is highly recognizable and adds historical value to the 1965 quarter, especially because it represents the first year of clad quarters. The 1965 quarter is extremely important because it was the first year the U.S. Mint stopped using silver in quarters. Instead of 90% silver like earlier quarters, the 1965 issue is made of a copper core with outer layers of copper and nickel. Because of this, most 1965 quarters are worth only face value in circulated condition, but value can rise significantly in special cases. Here is where things become exciting. High-grade, uncirculated 1965 quarters, especially those with strong luster and sharp details, can sell for hundreds of dollars, and some professionally graded examples in MS-67 or higher have sold for $1,000 or more at auction. These coins are rare because many 1965 quarters were heavily circulated and very few were preserved in perfect condition. Collectors are also highly interested in error coins from 1965. Some quarters were struck with double die errors, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or transitional errors, and these mistakes can dramatically increase the value. Depending on the error and condition, some 1965 quarters have sold for hundreds to several $1,000s, making them extremely desirable among collectors. If you have a 1965 quarter, take a close look at it. First, confirm that there is no mint mark, which is correct for this year. Then examine the coin under good lighting for strong shine, doubling in the lettering, or any unusual shapes. Always remember never to clean your coins because cleaning can destroy their value instantly. If you believe you have a high-grade or error coin, store it safely and consider professional grading. In conclusion, the 1965 USA quarter dollar from the Philadelphia Mint with no mint mark may look like ordinary pocket change, but in high-grade condition or with rare mint errors, it can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. This historic coin marks the first year of clad quarters and a major turning point in U.S. coinage. Always check your quarters carefully because valuable treasures can still be hiding in everyday circulation. If you enjoy learning about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for Retired Pennies World. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.